I certainly want to thank VCN for inviting me, and more than happy to share any information I have with them at any time. And also very happy to see that VCN is now a Sustainable Connecticut organization, which is, I think, a great image from all different levels. It just means a lot. It's more than just energy, it's more the whole community approach to things. And being a Sustainable Connecticut organization is a big plus, in my opinion. But why I'm here and why I went to the Senior Center and why I'm more than happy to talk to any groups is that the Ordinance 292, which was made a couple years ago, is the charter for the Energy Improvement District Board, which I'm the chairman. And the powers and duties of the board include being an advisor to the Connecticut, to the Vernon Sustainable CT program. So I can always help in that area, and information can be passed on to the town and kind of a conduit, and I'm more than happy to discuss that. But the reason I'm really here today is that the Energy Improvement District Board shall provide information to Vernon's residents or businesses regarding relevant energy matters. That's section 14 of our charter. And I take this very seriously. Whether it's a solarized program or whatever is the hot item of the day. And right now, as we all should know, the hot item of the day is Eversource on January 1st had a 100% rate increase. So their rates went from $12 per kilowatt hour, 12 cents per kilowatt hour to 24. So that had an effect on everyone. My costs went November 158, December 165, January 237, February 212, short month, and March 272. I mean, and nothing's changed. The energy's the same, you still get the same wires, everything's the same, except they had that big rate increase. So obviously, you can get another electrical supplier, which offers much less rates. I switched in January, and it's another problem. It takes 2 months for Eversource to do the computer stuff with the meters and whatnot to actually get the new rate functioning so you get the savings. So Eversource is at 24.17. Town Energy is 10.37. Direct Energy 10.49. Major Energy Electrical Services 10.99. I happened to take one that was 14.49 in January, and they're coming down. So, I mean, in March, if I had actually that rate would clicked in, I would have saved $72. Well, $72 a month is a lot for me, and I would gladly, you know, whether it's any kind of bill, I'll take the savings. But my issue is there are people, low income, fixed income, you know, they may not have as much electrical use as I do, so their situation will be less, but they should be aware that if that's affecting them, they should switch, and how to do it, and how do we reach that part of the community. And it's hard, and we'll get to it. The town's been a great help in this area. They've changed their website, social services is available. The way that you have to switch a supplier is you have to have the internet. I tried calling in after I had already switched it to say, hey, can I do this by phone in case someone doesn't have a computer or the internet? You can't. Wow. You have to have the internet so that you can find an electrical supplier. You connect with the electrical supplier and you get a contract with them, and they tell Eversource to switch. So it's not you telling Eversource to switch, it's the supplier tells Eversource. And in order to get to the supplier, you have to pull them up on their website so you can pick one, and there's quite a few of them. The range of contract term can be from 6 months to, when I purchased this in January, it's 34 complete billing cycles, 34 months. The rate is locked in. And a lot of people, when you ask them about changing electrical suppliers, they think, A, they're just going to raise their rates over a short period of time, which they're not because it's contractually locked in. And what if I want to leave them, go back to Eversource, go to some other supplier? Is there a penalty? And several years ago, there used to be. And that was a pain. And people weren't happy about that, and they made complaints, and it made the whole industry look bad. But there is no longer any cancellation fee. So in my contract, cancellation fee is 0, monthly fee is 0. So there's absolutely no reason not to try and save money. You're not losing HBO, you're not dropping a cable carrier, your electricity is not changing in any way. It's the same wire, it's the same structure. Your bill still pays for the delivery of electricity. All you're paying for is the rate at which you pay for kilowatt hours. And so this is in the short term, you should do it right away, and even though it takes 2 months to get an immediate savings. But the process is, you should be doing this every renewal. So if you've got a contract of 6 months, 4 months from now, you should go on here and check it again. And doesn't switch as many times as you want. So when I have 34 months, I may switch sooner. Maybe I'll take 12 months. So in 10 months, I'm going to go in and look and see what's available and switch then, so that in 2 months, when that rate changes, you're already locked in at where you want to be. The one other piece of information on changing is there's something called a REC, a renewable energy credit. It can be 35%, it can be 100%. And what it means is, does the utility supplier get their energy from a clean environmental source, or do they use fossil fuels? And Eversource uses 35% clean energy and 65% fossil fuel, natural gas. I picked Think Energy just because I wanted to get 100% clean energy source. But that can cost you more money. I could have got it for $12, but I opted to pick $14 just to get the 100%. So that's an option. That's something you have to decide. And if you have real financial difficulties, I would say take 35%, get the lowest price you can, and keep it for as long as you can. So this energy supplier is an important thing of how to save money, and I really hope that the people who have economic issues get to it and can save money. There's another way that people can improve their energy situation, and that's going home energy solutions, which I did a year ago. There's an income eligibility section of this. And a family of four, it changes all the time, but approximately $72,000 of annual income for a family of four can get into this home energy solutions program for zero cost. They don't have to pay the $50, which everyone else does, but then they become eligible for a lot of available programs, which can be very helpful. When you have home energy solutions send a contractor to your house, you receive this book, which I did last April. It lists all the different areas that they can help you on. Things such as obtaining new furnaces, getting insulation, new windows. They provide upfront rebates, and then they provide financing. So if you're in the low income level of things, you may not have to put any money up front. And you can pay for it with energy savings. And there's a lot of different ways of structuring it and working it out, but it's good for everyone, but it's really good for low income people. And I highly recommend it, but how to tell them to take the chance, call them, get the contractor to come to your house. Usually they send 2 people, it takes about an hour and 15 minutes. It's great stuff. They do window sealing, and they give you a whole bunch of information on your home. From that process, I got a quote on insulation for my house in Hilltop Avenue. The cost to put in 770 square feet of insulation was $2,464. They gave me an immediate rebate of $1,309 that comes off the front end of the price. It's not you pay it and get it back. It comes in the price in the beginning. So I would only have to pay $1,155 to get my house insulated, which pays back over the years because you use less oil, which I have oil. So I mean, and if you happen to be income eligible, you could finance that $1,155 and spread it out, put the part of your utility bill, and it's a win-win. But how to get this information to the community that needs it is my issue. And being on the Energy Improvement District Board, trying to get to the residents of Vernon, that's what I'm trying to do. So any help VCN could do in spreading that word is great. Those are the 2 ways. Home energy solutions, Eversource, great. Get a new electrical supplier is great. And how is the town helping this? I mean, isn't the town concerned about their citizens? Yes, they are. I'm very happy to find out. Vernon Energy Improvement District Board, they were kind to Mr. Picaro and the staff likes to support us, which I really appreciate, but, so we're involved. And Eversource did help put this together. It's a kind of combination. They connected with the town, so I will give Eversource some credit of assisting in this program. And sometimes I might sound anti-Eversource, but they were very helpful in this too. If you do the same income eligibility on water, see Connecticut Water Company, you can get a 15% credit. So if yeah, you just click on it. It's right on the bill. So I mean, right here, here's the bill. Right here, you get this one line. If you miss the line, you don't see it, but Water Rate Assistance Program, 15% reduction on your water bill for income eligible customers. They don't say what that is, but I'm assuming it's the same numbers. But if you're on a fixed income, just getting Social Security, you're getting less than $72,000. Get the 15%. Why not?
It's energizect.com. Scroll down,
That's the one.
you go
You
here,
found it. Great work.
and then
There you go.
it's not doing it now because I already chose it, but it pulled up this window initially,
Yep,
and you have to make sure you choose Eversource Residential.
yep.
Then you search and compare rates. And then it comes up with everybody.
That's the first one, yeah. So you can,
And you can compare and print over here.
and so right here, the plan description, number of billing cycles is a key thing. I got 34, but that's 5, that's 7. You know, that's a decision. If you get a really low price, maybe you only get it for a shorter period. But I picked a little higher price at a longer period, so I don't have to worry about it. But if I find something cheaper, I can switch soon. I don't have to wait. You're not locked in. There's no penalty to switch.
And if
So
you
what?
want,
Show the rec, if you would.
show what?
So right here is your rec, 35% rec. It could be 100%, but you gotta choose. That you see Eversource is 35.
What's REC stand for?
Renewable energy credit. It's in the grid that suppliers get credits, it reduces their costs, kind of thing. It's a paper transaction, but it's incentive for people to produce more clean energy. And when it comes to the town of Vernon, my last topic is for people who are in trouble, the social service department, led by Matt, who I met a few weeks ago, is tremendous. No one should hesitate about contacting the town on rent issues, utility issues, just issues, financial as well as others. But I mean, it's great for Vernon to have the social service department that they do and the staff. And it's provides a great service to the residents. And I hope the residents of Vernon, another issue, they're aware that it's there and to take advantage of it, because it's there to help, and they can help. And there's ways to reduce bills, postpone them, get grants, and a lot of important stuff.
Every year, the world uses 35 billion barrels of oil. This massive scale of fossil fuel dependence pollutes the earth, and it won't last forever. Scientists estimate that we've consumed about 40% of the world's oil. According to present estimates, at this rate, we'll run out of oil and gas in 50 years or so, and in about a century for coal. On the flip side, we have abundant sun, water, and wind. These are renewable energy sources, meaning that we won't use them up over time. What if we could exchange our fossil fuel dependence for an existence based solely on renewables? We've pondered that question for decades, and yet renewable energy still only provides about 13% of our needs. That's because reaching 100% requires renewable energy that's inexpensive and accessible. This represents a huge challenge, even if we ignore the politics involved and focus on the science and engineering. We can better understand the problem by understanding how we use energy. Global energy use is a diverse and complex system, and the different elements require their own solutions. But for now, we'll focus on two of the most familiar in everyday life: electricity and liquid fuels. Electricity powers blast furnaces, elevators, computers, and all manner of things in homes, businesses, and manufacturing. Meanwhile, liquid fuels play a crucial role in almost all forms of transportation. Let's consider the electrical portion first. The great news is that our technology is already advanced enough to capture all that energy from renewables, and there's an ample supply. The sun continuously radiates about 173 quadrillion watts of solar energy at the Earth, which is almost 10,000 times our present needs. It's been estimated that a surface that spans several 100,000 kilometers would be needed to power humanity at our present usage levels. So why don't we build that? Because there are other hurdles in the way, like efficiency and energy transportation. To maximize efficiency, solar plants must be located in areas with lots of sunshine year-round, like deserts. But those are far away from densely populated regions, where energy demand is high. There are other forms of renewable energy we could draw from, such as hydroelectric, geothermal, and biomasses, but they also have limits based on availability and location. In principle, a connected electrical energy network with power lines crisscrossing the globe would enable us to transport power from where it's generated to where it's needed. But building a system on this scale faces an astronomical price tag. We could lower the cost by developing advanced technologies to capture energy more efficiently. The infrastructure for transporting energy would also have to change drastically. Present-day power lines lose about 6 to 8% of the energy they carry because wire material dissipates energy through resistance. Longer power lines would mean more energy loss. Superconductors could be one solution. Such materials can transport electricity without dissipation. Unfortunately, they only work if cooled to low temperatures, which requires energy and defeats the purpose. To benefit from that technology, we'd need to discover new superconducting materials that operate at room temperature. And what about the all-important oil-derived liquid fuels? The scientific challenge there is to store renewable energy in an easily transportable form. Recently, we've gotten better at producing lithium-ion batteries, which are lightweight and have high energy density. But even the best of these store about 2.5 megajoules per kilogram. That's about 20 times less than the energy in 1 kilogram of gasoline. To be truly competitive, car batteries would have to store much more energy without adding cost. The challenges only increase for bigger vessels like ships and planes. To power a cross-Atlantic flight for a jet, we'd need a battery weighing about 1,000 tons. This too demands a technological leap towards new materials, higher energy density, and better storage. One promising solution would be to find efficient ways to convert solar into chemical energy. This is already happening in labs, but the efficiency is still too low to allow it to reach the market. To find novel solutions, we'll need lots of creativity, innovation, and powerful incentives. The transition towards all renewable energies is a complex problem involving technology, economics, and politics. Priorities on how to tackle this challenge depend on the specific assumptions we have to make when trying to solve such a multifaceted problem. But there's ample reason to be optimistic that we'll get there. Top scientific minds around the world are working on these problems and making breakthroughs all the time. And many governments and businesses are investing in technologies that harness the energy all around us. TED-Ed is a nonprofit. If you value our work, please consider supporting it on patreon.com/TEDEd.
Have you ever wondered, when you turn on your lights, where that electricity is coming from? In the United States, most electricity comes from coal, natural gas, and nuclear. And some renewable sources like hydropower, wind, and solar. No matter where electricity is generated, it is mixed together on the shared electricity grid. When you turn on your lights or your TV, you pull some of that electricity out. Once electricity is put on the grid, there's no way to know where it came from or how it was generated. All electricity is the same. If you want to green your power, though, you can do that with renewable energy certificates. These certificates are created each time 1 megawatt hour of renewable energy is generated and put on the grid. About what an average home uses in a month. The wind turbine spins, or the solar panel collects sunlight, and when enough electricity is generated, a certificate is created. This certificate proves that 1 megawatt hour of renewable energy was generated, and it embodies all the green, environmental benefits of that megawatt hour, including lower amounts of smog-causing pollution and greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. All of these benefits are included in the certificate. Whoever owns the certificate owns that megawatt hour of renewable energy. Certificates are used by states and the federal government to track use of renewable energy. They're also used by utility green power programs to track which customers receive green power, because certificates provide the only means to know that 1 megawatt hour of renewable energy was generated on their behalf. When an individual or business buys a certificate, they're buying renewable energy and can claim all the environmental benefits of that megawatt hour. Certificates also allow wind and solar developers to build wherever the resources are, knowing they will be supported by customers from across the country. Renewable energy certificates work because cleaner air and water are worth something extra to all of us, and certificates allow us to buy these environmental benefits no matter where we live. They help bring us that much closer to true energy independence. Power from the sun, wind, and water. And that makes the future brighter for all of us.